Alrighty. All fresh straw. Full feed bunks. Now on to the next project, which is more shredding or bale processing. But what I want to do, and I'll get over here, I'll show you guys. So we had a yellow feed oat bale. Well, it's part of one right there. The deer have pretty much destroyed it. But there's another one right there. That guy. And all the scrap on the ground. And then this pile. I'll get turned around a little bit. That pile right there. I'll take the other tractor and I'll scrape all this stuff up along with that bale and that pile. It'll be a couple of trips, and I'm gonna shred it out in the windbreak corral for bedding. That's the plan. We'll see how it's gonna shred. I hope it's gonna shred out okay. It might not shred out worth a shit, but we'll soon find out. I'll bring you guys back after. I should be using the spreader, the shit spreader for this. The Kuhn Pro Push 2044. I'd get a hell of a lot more stuff in there. But we got pretty much that, where that one bale was ripped apart really bad. We pretty much got that, all of that stuff on board in there. So we'll give this a try and see what happens. The cows should eat pretty much all of it. At least 75% of it. I don't know, we'll see. If they don't eat it, it's because the deer shit and pissed on it too much and they don't want it. And that's just fine. They can sleep on it. I'm blowing it out for bedding, so let's get over to that corral and see how this is gonna shred out. Talk to you later. Alrighty guys, so it didn't do too bad actually. I got another load on, but it's a shitload of straw and it's like real garbagey, so I'm not gonna spread that. I'm not gonna shred it out and have it act as a bedding. I'm just gonna blow it out in the pasture. But give them a little bit of an area, they could rummage in it and then they can sleep on it and do what they want. There's only 16 cows in this corral now. And then 6, sorry. So these 16 need to calve, and then 6 in the main close-up corral that we're waiting on them to calve. I believe it's 6 anyways. So what's that? 4, 22 cows left to calve or something like that in total. There's 5 or 6 left in the close-up corral. So, oh boy, that's a bump. Frozen turds. Anywho, we'll just blow this out here. It'll act like a manure come spring, so hopefully I don't plug my machine. And go. it doesn't look like much straw in there, but when you see that, or much snow I mean, but when you see what's in the tub, yeah, there's quite a bit of snow in it. So I'm not going to bother using that as a bedding. We're just going to blow it out, get rid of it. I can come in the spring when when the snow's all gone and the ground is thawed out. We generally come into this area with a little drag harrow and just rip around with the drag harrows and spread stuff, break the manure up and spread stuff around really good. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Not sure what I'm going to be doing later on this afternoon, but we'll bring you along for the ride when we figure it out. You know, somebody's going to be upset with us. Because of what you bought. Somebody's going to be upset with us. Alrighty guys, well, CP and I did something. So
you buy what you can afford, right?
And it has nothing against Luther cattle brushes. We bought these smaller ones that mount to a big post in our shelters. They're boxed up, they're not very big, you can see this. They're Baumans. Here, just wait, babe. Just take this and go like that. So, we'll give these guys a try. I'll bring you guys back once we get it unboxed. Alrighty, guys, so all that comes with this thing. You got your tank that's already mounted to this channel. That brush mounted. Tank goes to the top, obviously. And it's all plumbed right there. You got your flow control right here. So now this bracket gets mounted to this bracket. This bracket gets mounted to your post. And in our case, in our shelter, it's round posts. So these don't work very well unless I heat them up and bend them a little bit. Then I could leg them directly into the post. But what CP and I are thinking, we'll take a chain, wrap it around the post with a couple of bolts, and snipe it tight with the bolts that way. Do that, then mount this to there, then mount the top part, the scratcher part, this part. And I don't know how that flow control works so that it doesn't flow all the friggin' time. But anyways, then that piece I'm gonna have to mount it before we mount that to here. But anyway, that piece mounts into here. Yeah, we gotta mount that to that before we mount this
we have to mount
to this. Yeah. So we have two choices with this thing. We can mount it just like this.
On what?
To the post, but I'll have to bend these a little bit to fit the post. Just take a hammer and fucking whack it. Just whack it.
I'll whack it.
Whack it, baby. That would be stronger than doing this.
Why don't you make a bracket that works on that for a round post? Take some pride in your work.
Excuse me? Did I just actually hear you say that? Have you seen the stuff I've built? And you're saying, take some pride in your work? I can't believe you just said that. Huh.
Show me what you got.
You know what? Since you talk the talk, you know what? I want to see you walk the walk. Go mount all the wood on that damn windbreak.
I might show you up.
Okay, I'm game. Jesus. So this would make it probably better because then you're not driving a bunch of leg screws into the post. We'll give the chain a try for the heifers. The bulls, I don't know what we're going to do. The bulls didn't care for the Luther brush for whatever reason. They didn't really use it.
They might like this.
The cows really like that Luther cattle brush. I'm not denying that one bit. But I just don't understand that flow control.
Oh, on the, no, this here.
Yeah. Like what?
What do you mean?
It's on and off. So once it's on,
Either really fast or really slow.
once it's on,
It's like a
who's
tap.
to say it's not going to just continuously run out?
Well, you test it before you finish.
Well, we'll get that piece mounted onto there and we'll see what the hell happens after that. Looks like it's about the right height. So this is from Co-op, it's called a BMG. But the actual manufacturer is Bauman. I'm not 100% sure. I know Piper Doug uses these things. And the hose comes down from the flow control and then it kind of goes through here. So I guess you got to have it up and you just turn it on just a little tiny bit. And as this thing will bounce, that's what causes the fluid to run through. But if that hose drops too much, I guess it is lower on the inside. So it will only allow so much fluid at a time.
Okay, come here.
With the chains, it allows us to adjust our height without having to drill holes with big leg screws into our posts for our shelter. But I think going forward, because we got two of these things, I'll make a friggin' frame similar to a Lewis cattle oiler frame, just out of oil field pipe, and have it mounted on that. You got an itchy back, babe? You're right there. I didn't call you a cow. I just asked if you had an itchy back. Look at the friggin' length of that girl. Hey? And deep bellied. She's stretched out right now, but you can still see the length on that.
My Burford likes it.
They'll get to using it more. We don't have any chemical fly control or lice control in the tank yet. I have to pick some up. So, but it should work for their backs and stuff, I hope. Right, Miss 457.
Hair left on her head.
It's definitely not overly easily portable, but because she's trying to eat the fucking thing. This is like, where the hell do you mount it? I don't have posts out in the field that I could use this thing out in the field. Like our cattle brush, Luther cattle brush, the way we have that thing set up on that old Lewis cattle oiler. That thing, I can move it out in the pasture and everything. These won't be quite as easy unless I build a frame for them. Anywho, we got one done. I'm just not sure if these chains will be strong enough if I put the next one in with the bulls. And come out one day and have the damn thing laying on the ground just totally destroyed. But Co-op did have these things on sale, so that's why we bought them. They were goddamn near half price. How much off were they? Like $200? They were regular 5 something.
Got them for like $320 or something.
No, it was fucking $360 is what we paid for them. And they were 5 something. So it was a good deal that way. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. That's one of them installed anyways. Talk to y'all later. Alrighty guys, so what the heck am I doing? Well, yesterday you saw us unbox one of those, and that was that Bauman cattle brush oiler. But I want this damn thing to be more portable. I want it to be similar to a Luther cattle brush or cattle scratch and oiler. So like the Luther one, we've got it mounted to our old Lewis cattle oiler. And it's very portable. So I want to do similar to this thing, only, well, I guess on this one, CP and I talked before she left to go to another friggin' horse sale. But anyways, another friggin' hay burner sale. But like I was saying, anyways, we talked about having a mineral feeder on it. And if big cows and bulls are going to be rubbing on this thing, I figured I'm going to be gusseting it regardless. So this is my main base on the very bottom. And then I'm going to go 4'6" coming out either side from that line. If I remember correctly, my pipe that's going to go straight up is 6 feet. And then coming off the top of that, it'll come across and then down. And over here, I'll have a couple of little 2-foot guys on either side going out either way with a mineral feeder at this end. Is kind of what I'm thinking. And that way, by having that go across the top, it acts like a gusset, so to speak. It'll give that pipe, because it's all 2 3/8, so it's smaller, lighter duty pipe. It'll give it some stability, is my thought. I don't know how this is going to work or not, but we're going to give it a try. So this piece here is 11 feet. I went from the end, I went 4 feet. That's where my line is there, right there. So then it's 7 feet, is that right? From the line to the end, it's 7 feet. That should put our mineral feeder far enough away from the brush that cows could be in the mineral box or the salt box as somebody else is rubbing on the scratch. So we'll give her a try and see what happens. Anyway, I'll bring you back here once I got a few more pieces. I'm just kind of going by the seat of my pants here. See what happens. Talk to you later. Alrighty, so that gives you the gist of what we're looking at. Everything is saddle welded. So on this side here, on this side of this pipe, that's where the brush will hang. Excuse me. The tank will be up this way. Side brush for bulls and cows will be right around this point, and then the back scratch, yeah, for my animals it would have to be about yay high, 4.5 feet anyways, off the ground. So what I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to re-drill holes on the mount bracket that comes with the darn thing. And then I was thinking, not that I really want to, but I've got this, what is it, 3/8 by 6? Yeah, I think that's 6. If it ain't 6, it's definitely 5, but I'm sure, yep, 6. So, and then have this with holes drilled in it to, so you can just come up to it, and if you want to adjust it a couple inches up or a couple inches down, you can have multiple hole spots in it, is the idea. So off the top of that pipe, I got to get another one like that and put it over here someplace, I'm thinking. And I can have a basket on the one side for, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I might come right to the end. I don't know. I want to have it set up so that I can have a mineral tub, a molasses mineral tub on this end, and or protein tub, I should say, and slash mineral tub. So that way when you grab it, everything is together at one spot. It's 2 3/8 oil field pipe, so the animals they'll more than likely, when they're scratching hard on it, they'll be able to move it around a little bit, as long as they can't tip the sumbitch over. That's the biggest concern. Anyways, I'm going to keep playing with her and trying to figure out how I'm going to make this all shake down. So, talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, so I made this, got this plate. It's just tack, tack, tack at the bottom, tack at the very top. I drilled all these holes in it. So this is the top, obviously. And I've got, so I could drop it 6, 6, 6. And then this one would end up down there. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1. Basically, we can adjust it by 6, 12, 18 inches approximately. So up and down. Right now it's just tacked here, and then once I get the oiler all assembled, I'll mount it and I'll see if I like it at this spot or not. And actually you have a little bit of adjustment on these things right here, I think also. You can go with this hole and the bottom hole, or the top hole here and this hole here. So you got about 4 inches of adjustment right there also. So yeah. I also kind of took that chunk of 1/8 by 2.5 or 3-inch flat bar and kind of bent it into a circle, welded it onto them 4 pegs. Why? So you could drop your fucking tub into there. I just hand bent that. It's nothing fancy by any means. But you know what? If it holds the tub in there, you can use one of those tubs as a loose mineral feeder if you're not running, if you run out of your molasses mix. So, yeah. And lots of times I'll just use a tub like that for my salt. And that works, right? I still have yet to put my crossbar on the top. And another reason for the crossbar, not just to help stabilize this guy, that'll also allow me to be able to pick this thing up with the loader and move it to wherever I want to go with it, right? Anyway, I do believe it's getting awfully close to 5 or 5:30. I've been monkeying with this way too long, so I'm going to let you guys go. Tell me what you think of my idea here. And fun. Let's get her done. We'll catch you all later. Alrighty, guys. Well, for now, there's the finished product. That Bauman scratch is mounted. I don't know if the cows are, if it's going to stand up for the bulls. This pretty goddamn light, right? Like, it's really light. But you get what you pay for, so to speak, right? So, it definitely ain't no Luther's cattle brush, that's for sure. But I built my own frame for it so that we could take this sucker and move it from pasture to pasture, corral to corral, so on and so forth. Everything is saddle welded or cope welded, cope cut and welded. And that's going to be really handy when you got your mineral or salt tub sitting right there with your brush. Now, why did I build it, excuse me, the way I did? Well, yeah, that's, lots of people call these mineral tubs, but realistically, they're actually a protein tub more than a mineral tub. There is some mineral and vites in these tubs, but more than anything, it's like a protein tub. Off the end here, I could drill a hole in that sumbitch pipe up there, have a chain come down a little ways, and have, you can actually buy like a mineral feeder, mineral tub that hangs from a chain, and I can have that sucker hang off the end of that, or midway point hang right down so that it's literally just above the protein tub. Another thing we could do, I could get a plastic tank, like let's say a 5 or 10 gallon tank, mounted up there, and from this point I can have a couple of chains come down to a drape or a curtain that the cows could walk under. It's not a brush. It'll just be like a curtain, lots of, or a drape that they just walk through it or under it. And as it rolls along their back, it applies the oil or fly repellent, insect repellent, bug repellent to their backs and ears and so on and so forth. Saying that would work really handy in a gated, so to speak, situation or a corral area. What are we here? About 6 feet, I think. Tape measure, there it is. So, inside steel post, 4'9", not 6 feet. So, from inside of steel upright to inside, so inside to inside, 4'9". Plenty of room for a big fat honking cow to get through there, right? So, and our base here, outside to outside, is like, I think I have it set up for more or less 11 feet. I was wrong. I thought I was for 11, but it's 9'4". Still, should be plenty. Maybe I'm 11 feet yeah, I was 11 feet from this point to that end out there. That's what it was. So from here to the far end, other side of the mineral tub, protein tub, is 11 feet. And we're 7 feet high to the top there. So, I don't know. You guys tell me what your thoughts are. This frame, it has options to expand on it, is what I'm getting at, right? The brush will work good for young calves, and I can lower it because we have it at this point up here. I can drop it 6 inches, right? Hell, I could drop it a foot. I could have it so that this brush is way the hell down here for baby calves. So, that was the idea. I didn't have to do that, but it's on there now. I ain't taking it off. Who knows? Maybe a few other guys, if you got this Bauman and you want something similar to this, give me a call. Hit me up in the comment section or on Facebook, Messenger. Maybe we could fab something up like that for you. Anywho, I'm going to let you guys go. It is definitely chore time. We had a visit from Mr. Cliff Luther with Luther Cattle Brush. I purchased his unit today, and I liked it enough that we bought it. And we had one cow calf, and I got another one in the barn that she's acting kind of funny, so I put her in a pen by herself. And I think there could be a third one possibly today at some point or other. Anywho, thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Fun. Let's get her done. We'll catch y'all later.